All right, guys, so here we go. We're on Wednesday. Okay, so our objective for the day is that I can write an equation for a line from a table. Okay? So we're still using that slope-intercept form that we've been working with for the past 2 weeks. Yesterday we looked at story problems, and we wrote the equation. Today we're going to look at tables and write the equation. And then eventually we're going to have the story problems where we might create a table and create the equation all at the same time. Okay? That's where I think we may try to go tomorrow. So, with that being said, here's our objective. I can write the equation for a line from a table. Okay, so what's our slope-intercept form? You guys are probably tired of having me talk about it, but I still, every single day, get questions of what is it? Or if I ask you, not for sure that all of you could tell me the answer, but it's y equals mx plus b, right? And there's two numbers that I need to know. I need to know the slope, which is m, right? Our slope. How much does it change? How much does it change in y over the change in x, which is what we're going to work with a lot today. And then what is the y-intercept? Where does my line cross the y-axis if I have a graph? Where does my story start if I have a story? Today we're going to talk about another way to identify the y-intercept when we look at a table. Okay? Another quick review question for you. How can I find the slope from a table? Well, before we get there, let's take a look at our ordered pairs. How can I find the slope using these points? It was a question on the bell ringer from yesterday. It was a question on the quiz from Friday or Thursday. How do I find it? Well, remember, we go back to our normal equation. y2 minus y1, our slope equation. x2 minus x1. Right? And then I can label each one of these out. x1, y1, x2, y2. Gave you a nice easy one to start off with here. And then I just fill in my points, right? So I got y2, which is 5, minus y1, which is 2. Right? All over. Okay, now I need my x's, x2 and x1. And then what does it equal? 5 minus 2 is 3. 4 minus 1 is also 3. So that simplifies to 1 for my slope. Remember how to do that? That really isn't too bad, guys, I don't think, okay? That's the same steps, same thing that we've been doing. Now, when I ask you that, what's the difference between having my ordered pair here and a table that looks like that, or a table that could look like this? Yeah, that's right. And 4, 5, okay? What's the difference there? There's really no difference, right? This is my first point here. My first point, my first point. They're all the same. The second point, the second point, the second point, right? 4, 5. So what's the difference here? There is no difference, guys. What am I basically going to do? Right? We said this slope over here was 3 over 3. Now watch this, guys. What's my change from this y to that y? How do I get there? I add 3. How do I get from here to here? We add 3. Where's that top number go, right? Remember, it's to find the slope, it's the change in y over the change in x. So how much did our y coordinates change? They just changed 3. How much do our x coordinates change now that I look at those? How far is it from 1 to 4? That's plus 3. How far is it here? Plus 3. So my change in x would be plus 3 as well, which simplifies to 1. So, see how I can find it from a table? It's basically the exact same as finding it from the ordered points, ordered pairs. All right? Okay, let's keep rocking and rolling. Now, let's look at this one. How do I find the slope from the table? It's really easy, guys. Pick any 2 points that you want to work with. Okay? I usually just use the first 2 just because. But when I look at this, okay, remember, I'm going write this for me. Change in y over the change in x. How much does it change when I go from 6 to 7? This one's really easy. It changes what? That's right. It changes plus 1. I got a little smaller so you can see a little better. From 6 to 7, right? I go up 1. So positive 1 or plus 1, right? Okay? How much does it change from 0 to 1? Oh, that's easy too. It goes plus 1 again. Simplify, my slope for this table is 1. try another one. Here we go. This is a little bit trickier, so pay attention. What is my slope? Okay, I'm going to do y's first. How much does it change? Let's do this point here. Here, -5 to -9. How much does that change? Well, if I draw a number line real quick, right? There's -5, -6, -7, -8, -9. How far am I going? 1, 2, 3, 4. But I went to the left, so it's going to be -4. So my slope is -4 over, how much does it change from 2 to 3? Over 1. Simplify, my slope equals -4. Okay? So far, so good? Okay, pause the video. Try this on your own. Now, I changed the layout of the table, but just remember, that's the same as this, guys. 3, 11, 6, 2, 9, -7. Okay, same idea. What's my change here? And what's my change there? Pause the video, take a second, work it out. How did I find the y-intercept from a graph? What was the point? Right, when I did my slope and my y-intercept, we put it in the equation, y equals mx plus b. We found the y-intercept, we worked it out. Same idea, okay? But I want us to come up with a pattern here for a second. So if I look at these 3 examples right here, right? These 3 graphs. What's the y-intercept right here? Where does it cross the y-axis? What's that ordered pair? That ordered pair is 0, 2. What's my ordered pair right here? That is at 0, 1. And down here, what's my ordered pair down here? 0, -4. What similarity do you notice about these 3 ordered pairs? Hopefully you're saying that 0 is in each one. And more specifically, which coordinate is it? So the y-intercept, all right, the y-intercept always has a 0 for my x-coordinate. And then whatever for the y. But it always has a 0. You may want to star that, okay? Y-intercept always has a 0 for the x. So sometimes when I look at a table, that's going to be super duper helpful. And I can find my answer really, really fast. Because remember, what am I really trying to do today, guys? I'm really trying to write out the whole equation. I'm really trying to write the whole equation in slope-intercept form. So this table was one of the first ones that we did today. But remember, slope-intercept form, I need 2 numbers. I need the y equals, I need my slope, and I need my y-intercept. If you remember back, we found our slope here. So now my equation reads this. But I still need that y-intercept. But remember, what did we just talk about? We just said that our y-intercept has a 0 in the x-coordinate. Our what the heck is going on with that? Our 0 has an x-coordinate. So when I look at this table, do you notice anything? Do you notice where a point that has an x in the 0 coordinate? Sure, it's right here. So what does that mean for my y-intercept? That means that my y-intercept is going to be the other number. So in this case, my y-intercept is just 6. So my equation would be, you can put the 1x if you want, or just clean it up a little bit and get rid of the 1 and make it x plus 6. I don't like that it's 6 because that kind of even looks like a b, but it really is a 6. Okay? What about the second one that we did? Same idea here, right? I know my slope, so I know I got y equals -4x. What's my y-intercept? Here we go. Let's find it from this table. It's really easy. It's right here. So my y-intercept is just going to be plus 3. There we go. There's my line. One more type of problem for today that's going to take a little bit extra steps. Okay? You ready? Okay. What about this one? Now, if I look at this, all right, my slope, this is the one that you did on your own, okay? And how did you figure it out? My change in y was here. 11, take away 2, or the difference between 11 and 2 is -9. My difference here is +3. So my slope is 9 over 3 with a negative. And we simplified that, we got negative 3. There's my answer there. Okay? So I know my equation is going to be something like that. Okay? Y equals negative 3x plus b. Check your answer. Was that the one that you got on your own? Because it should have been. Right? This is the exact same table as you did on your own. Now, here's part of the problem. I don't know. I don't have a 0 in my table. Now, if you're really smart about this, you might be able to figure out what it is without doing this work. But I'm going to show you what we should do to figure out the b. Now, all the times that we've done this, we haven't done anything with our x or our y. Okay? Because those are just points that are on our line. However, now we are going to. So what I want to do is I want to pick a point that's easy to work with. I like that one. It looks small. There's nothing negative. And I'm going to plug this into my equation. So watch what happens. My y-coordinate is 2 equals negative 3. Keep that. X, which is 6. Now, why do I want to do that? I want to do that because then I can only have one letter in my problem. And if I only have one letter in my problem, then I can solve it for that one letter, and it makes my life a lot easier. You ready? This is just a little two-step equation-ish. 2 equals negative 3 times 6 is negative 18 plus b. Okay. Then what do I do now? I'm getting the b by itself, so I'm going to add 18 to both sides. And this tells me that my b equals 2 plus 18, 20. And there we go. Okay? So when I go to rewrite my equation now, my equation would simply read y equals negative 3x plus 20. There's the equation in slope-intercept form. Okay? Hopefully that made some sense, and hopefully that wasn't too bad. All right, let's do another one. A couple more here. See, I think I just got one or two more. Two more. All right, let's write out that whole equation again, okay? So the first thing that I need to do is I need to find the slope, okay? Because I need the slope, and I need my y-intercept. Okay, let's do it. So my slope, let's just pick the top 2 points. How far is it from 7 until 11? That's plus 4. So my first part of my slope is going to be 4. There's my rise, my run, 1 to 2, plus 1, so my slope equals 4. Okay, so now let's rewrite our equation because I know it's going to be y equals 4x plus b. Okay, let's pick one to plug into our equation. Usually I pick the smallest one because that makes my numbers easier to work with. So I'm going to pick this top one here. Here we go. So my y is now 7 equals 4. What's my x coordinate? 1 plus b. Now let's solve it, okay? 4 times 1 is just 4. All right, and let's subtract 4. Let's subtract 4. And our b equals 7. Take away 4, 3. This is why that solving equation stuff that we did was so important. Never goes away. So my b is 3. Now to finish it, I want to rewrite my whole equation. You ready? Here we go. Let's write it. Y equals, what's my slope? 4x. What's my b? Plus 3. There's my equation in slope-intercept form. Okay? So far so good. I hope so. Come on. All right. I want you to try this one all on your own. Okay? Pause the video. Stop the video. Work it out, and we will go from there. We'll come back together, and we'll finish it together. All right. Talk to you soon.